Since October 7th, all of us have been in awe at the self-sacrifice of the many soldiers who are standing at the front lines, defending our homeland, defending the Jewish people. Tragically, we've also read time and time again of the soldiers who've been ripped away from their families at too young of an age. The devastation is overwhelming. How do we properly memorialize so many people? It's too much. The Orthodox Union started an initiative called Biyachad Lanetzach to demonstrate to those in Israel that we are together, we are Biyachad, we're with you, we're thinking of you, Lanetzach, and we're going to memorialize these soldiers forever. The 3 weeks is a time that we try to rectify the disharmony that broke the Jewish people, that ripped us apart. And so specifically during this time, we're going to be reaching out to different shuls, to different leaders of the shuls to find out from them what they did, how they connected to their soldier, how they brought more unity to the Jewish people, and how they're bringing comfort to the family of their bereaved soldier.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's really an honor and a pleasure to have you on our episode over here. It is Mrs. Yael Schwarzenberger is one of the parents of Ohr Chadash Academy, one of the many schools that participated in Biyachad Lanetzach. And when we rolled out this program, most of the schools and most of the shuls just received a random soldier. A random in the sense that they were not choosing who their soldier was. Whereas when it came to Ohr Chadash Academy, Mrs. Schwarzenberger reached out to me when this program came out, asking if you could be connected to a particular soldier. So I'm wondering if you could share with us why you chose that soldier, who that soldier is, and what he meant to your school.
Thank you so much. It really, really is an honor to be here and to be interviewed. And it's an incredible, incredible program because we got to bring our soldier to life in our school. We chose Eyal Twito, Zichrono Livracha. He was one of our shinshinim a couple years back. Our school, just a little bit about information about what a shinshin is. Our school, Ohr Chadash Academy in Baltimore, brings in two post-high school students to our school. And basically, they become a part of the school family. Throughout the day, they give different classes in Ivrit, and they also instill the love of Eretz Yisrael in our students and in the parent body. Over the year, they build a very strong connection, not only with the students, not only with the staff, but also with the families and the parents. Mm-hmm. So Eyal, it was a true zchut to have Eyal be part of the Ohr Chadash family. And he became close with all of my children, from my youngest to my oldest. Part of the program is that they go to different houses for Shabbat lunch, sometimes during the week. So we got to host Eyal in our house, and we really got to build that relationship with him. So back in January, I believe, when I heard the terrible news, the news really spread out throughout the entire Ohr Chadash family because it wasn't just a soldier, which every soldier is very important and dear to our hearts. But this time, the Ohr Chadash students actually knew who he was. So we found it very befitting to have your program give us Eyal as our chayal, because now it brought it to the next level. So when we hear, being 6,000 miles away in America and hearing about what's happening in Israel, we're all Am Yisrael. So obviously we feel it. But when it comes directly, like we've basically adopted him and he's in our school and we see the picture every single day, day in, day out, it makes it very real. Right. It makes it very real. Like you lost kind of like a family member.
How many years ago was Eyal the Shinshin?
It was during COVID, unfortunately. I guess it was 2020.
Mm-hmm. So many of the students probably did not know him, like half the school. It's an elementary school, right? Elementary, middle school. So half the students didn't even know him necessarily.
Exactly. But it's incredible because when your program sent it to us, sent us the plaque and the picture, like suddenly, like I heard students talking about Eyal as if they did know him. Wow. Because he was so part of the family. And it was a constant reminder. It wasn't like just when he passed, we did something for him when he passed. And then at the Shloshim, we also had a special program for him. But now it's every day. Eyal is a part of our family, a part of our school, part of our day-to-day activities every day.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And to your point, that's exactly what we were trying to accomplish. Like you said, we're all reading the news and we're all heartbroken every single time we hear about every soldier. We don't know them. We never heard of them. We don't even see their face necessarily, but it's a person. It's a person's life's been ripped away. And when it's someone We wanted people to really feel a connection. And it's heartening to hear about these young students who never met him, but now they know him, and they're remembering him, and they're doing things in his memory. That's really that's extremely meaningful. I'm curious what particular things, you mentioned something for, initially for Shiva, for Shloshim. We sent this out around Yom HaZikaron. And you sent me a picture at the time. If you could just unpack a little bit of what took place in the school around Yom HaZikaron, and with Eyal, I guess, seemingly at the center of some of what your school did.
Right. So Yom HaZikaron is commemorated throughout the entire school in Ohr Chadash, from the early childhood center all the way up to 8th grade. But obviously, it's coordinated in a way that's appropriate for each age. So I actually got to attend the middle school presentation. I wasn't at all involved in it. I just attended it as a parent. And they actually, on Yom HaZikaron, they had a whole presentation about Eyal, talking about Eyal. The middle schoolers actually didn't know who he was.
Mm-hmm.
They spoke about him. I believe it was an 8th grader who spoke about him. And in addition to that, the parents sent videos speaking to the Ohr Chadash kids, and they played it there. In addition to that, they also gave out little packets of seeds to kind of take it to the next level, to plant something in memory of Eyal, and that was given out to the entire school.
Wow.
And following Yom HaZikaron, actually, one of the parents in my son's class in the 8th grade, one of the families, the Pashes,
Mm-hmm.
initiated a program, and I think it was with the with everything that came off from your program and having the plaque, that kind of led to the next step. It was a learning program for the 8th grade boys, where every Saturday night, and Shabbos started getting later and later, but they did not give up. Every Saturday night they got together at the Pashes, and they learned Le'ilu Nishmat Eyal Twito. So it was incredible. Our middle school principal, Rabbi Bennett, attended every Saturday night. I know it's not easy when Shabbos ends so late.
Right.
But these boys on a regular basis, on a weekly basis, came together, and they were learning on Motzei Shabbos on a weekly basis. It wasn't that they were just learning for the hostages or for the soldiers or for Am Yisrael. It made it a very personal level. They were learning Le'ilu Nishmat Eyal. And I think it really was very impactful. It really, and very meaningful to these eighth grade boys.
Right. And they can feel either so removed or so distant from it, or not knowing what's going on. And here they're being a part of it. They're being a part of it in a real meaningful way, and they're doing something meaningful in his memory. I'm sure the family was very deeply moved by what you did. Could you tell me a little bit more about how your school has connected to the family?
So we are in touch with the family on an ongoing basis. During Shiva, Ohr Chadash sent one of our old-time teachers who made Aliyah, the Barnois, they sent them to pay a Shiva call and to share pictures and memories. Also, in addition to that, our current Shinim, again, they didn't know who Eyal was. They never met him. But because they are part of the Ohr Chadash family this year, it's when they talk about Eyal, it's as if they know him. It's really, really incredible. So when they went back to visit in February, they went back to visit with the family. So Ohr Chadash is really ongoing communications with the family, just sharing memories, different things that come up. There are also families in Baltimore who housed Eyal while he was here. So they've become part of the Twito family. It's not just something that we're going to remember him for the Shiva or the Shloshim or the year. He's always going to be a part of our family. And now that his plaque is hanging in our school, that's going to ensure that.
Amazing. One of the impetuses behind this entire project was a conversation that we had with Rabbanit Racheli Frankel, and she was describing how it was right after October 7th, maybe the October 10th or something, and she was describing how everyone all over the world knew her children's name. They knew Naftali. Everyone it was a first name basis. And she said, at this point, they were talking about hundreds of people who were tragically killed. And she said, we need to be on a first name basis. We need to know these individuals. And this was exactly what you're describing is such a beautiful and meaningful model. We're able to, what you're describing, these kids who never met him, but they're all on a first name basis. They know him. It's part of their family, part of their life. And to ensure that the memory is going to be there lanetzach, really forever, letting the family know and for themselves and for the family to know that we are not forgetting them. We beyond appreciate the self-sacrifice that these soldiers engaged in. And to give your life for Am Yisrael, for the Jewish people, is just
Absolutely.
nothing could be more incredible. So I really appreciate you taking the time on a busy day, and thank you for what you're doing. I know all your involvement as a volunteer, as a parent, but it's so moving to see your school really grab this and really make something so meaningful out of it. And it should continue to be, I'm sure it is, it should continue to be a nechama for the Twito family, knowing that their son is being memorialized, and the incredible learning that's being done in his memory, and the spusim and the incredible mitzvahs being done in his memory. It's truly incredible what you're doing, and Hashem should just give you and your school the koach to continue to do so. Thank you.
Thank you. We are so grateful that we were able to be a part of this incredible program. I think it definitely served its purpose at Ohr Chadash and throughout the different shuls all over. So we're really so grateful. And one thing that I want to leave off with is Eyal's motto, which again was spread throughout our whole school. If you're going to do it with a smile. And it's something that the students say all the time, and they know that that's exactly what Eyal stood for. And it's something that we take with us.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, and hopefully we'll continue to do things with a smile. Thank you. Thank you very much.